Thanks, Rizwan.
Yeah, I'm just walking now. We'll have a discussion today, not a class, because it's you need to complete your modules for this one. And okay, guys, I'm back. Let's have a okay. Well, so how many students we have? When I did online, everybody said we want class. Half of the class said we need classes. Now everybody's there on that side, online. Yeah, I wish you work in a company. Then you will realize, okay. Anybody wants to have a discussion regarding their portfolio A? I can do one-to-one discussion with the teams. You don't need to record anything. Today is only discussion. You need to do modules to complete your assessment, which is much easier for you guys. Yeah. Class is so silent. Do you want me to teach anything to you guys? Just tell me. Yesterday, I had a meeting with MBIE on ICT management. Before that, I had a meeting with Australia on same thing. So if you need any help, just ping me.
I think with our team, Rizwan, we might need some help next week, but this week we'll be okay.
It's so easy. Yeah. I can make things easier.
Yeah, so I think this week we're okay, but next week we just need to organise some stuff together. and then maybe we'll ask some more questions
Mhm.
later in the week or next week.
Yes, what you can do is you can collate all your information, and I will go through that with you guys one by one, team by team. And then what I'm going to do is make sure that you don't have a big chunk of work to do as an assignment. I want to reduce your efforts. It's not like me. So it should be pinpointed towards ICT management straight away. And then I can actually guide you what you need to do next, from where you get the information. Generally, the policies are available from SANS site. Have you seen the SANS site? SANS? Easily available, all policies, but you need to know which policies you need, okay? And that will be done after portfolio A. You are done with that, then you will know what you need to apply on the management of your ICT. Any questions? You can ask me question. I'm in a very good mood in answering questions. Ninth of what? Yeah, yeah, why not? Why are you afraid of presentation? You're not good in presenting? Okay. There is a program called Descript. It's AI based presentation module. So that it will create a virtual, your virtual, what do you call, your virtual avatar. Give the script and that avatar will speak on your behalf. Will that be okay? But the problem is if you don't do the presentation, you won't be able to do a good interview. So I'm very good in that. So presentation, I will help you with that too. Don't worry. Don't be afraid of presenting, no matter how bad you are. Okay. I've seen people making TikToks and Insta, what else? YouTube, and they're really pathetic, but they make it. I applaud their courage, how they do it. I don't know. They're good. Your only portfolio A. Simple, make it simple, not more than 10 slides. More than 10 slides, you fail. And Einstein says if you're not clear what you're doing, it's not worth it. 10 slides. Okay. So, what do you want me to do today with you guys over the virtual environment? Um, have you guys used Descript? I was going through YouTube videos and I found it was really cool. It even imitates your voice. You record your voice, it will imitate your voice. It's good. But you guys need to do presentation on your own. Ninth, you can't run away from me. Then you have a long semester break. So enjoy your life. Okay. In your presentation, you will have intro. Oh my God, you start writing. Talk about yourselves. And what else? In portfolio A, what you're doing? Good. So you are going to do your design, a little bit about company's vision statement, the same thing, your design, and then that SWOT analysis and all that. And what is your conclusion? That's it. Whether this product is feasible, whether this product is not feasible for that company. Okay, that's it. 10 slides. If you go beyond 10 slides, not good. How long? Hmm. Okay, I give this question. How long do you want each team should present? How much time you want? Oh, the virtual people, please answer. How much time you want to present? Yeah.
And also, if you're just only asking for 10 slides, maybe, 10 minutes maximum.
How much time? Just tell me. Okay. I have a problem, and everyone has a problem. Okay. If you have a longer presentation, 99% of class is going to sleep. Okay. Any lecture which goes beyond 45 minutes, then everybody sleeps. They are unable to comprehend what the lecturer is saying. The best presentation is the first 10 minutes. So 10 minutes is the best time. If you go beyond 10 minutes, then it's not a good presentation. Make it 10 minutes only. Okay. Not more than that. 10 minutes is enough. Okay. I want you guys to have a compact presentation rather than a very long. I've seen in professional conferences, oh my God, people have so long presentation, and after a while, everybody. I saw a guy sleeping next to me. So if somebody sleeps, I deduct marks. Okay, so make sure it's 10 minutes. Actual is your report afterwards. That is more important. So the aim of this presentation is to give you a feedback on your work, and you take that feedback and put it in your document. Okay. This is what it works for. So it's a feedback system I work. My style is a little bit different. I continuously give feedback so that you can improve your assessment. So anyone knows there's a new standard for AI to control the AI. Is there any MIT policy for AI? Can you guys use AI?
The
No?
only policy that I've seen is you're not to use Chat GPT, but they've dug themselves a hole there because they were a bit too specific.
Oh, you cannot use ChatGPT?
Apparently, but what they didn't say is that you couldn't use any other one. So it's a bit of a weird policy.
And where it is written?
It was on Canvas at some stage on the front page.
And it's ran away after that?
Yeah, it's been removed now. Yeah. But the thing is, what I don't know if anyone's worked this out yet, but what you're finding is now AI, whether you like it or not, it's being embedded in everything. So you can be using it without knowing you're using it even now. So you're not, the long and the short of it is you're not going to be able to escape from it for much longer.
Oh, yeah.
Like even
people,
Windows 11 has got it heavily embedded in it, like
okay.
heavily embedded.
Yeah, I've seen a program that makes AI-based script into a human script. So if you write any essay through AI, it can change it to human-made script. So they are getting more smarter.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of like you can take a script created by AI and put it into another AI engine, and it will make it human, so that the AI engines can't detect it was done by AI. So I mean, it's basically everyone's playing catch up. But the reality
Yeah.
is that AI has already won, so it's a pointless battle.
Yeah, Microsoft has coined the word generative AI, so they are working on it. Okay, let's see. How many of you use AI? Please raise your hand. Is it recording? Are you recording, guys? No. Thank you. How many of you are you? Oh. So how many of you are using AI? Okay, David is using. Anyone else have guts to say? Come on. Nikesh. I know Liji, she uses it. I know.
Yeah, I
Good.
use.
Good. Okay. Today I can talk a little bit about, let me see. Okay. Let's have a question today. Do you think that AI is going to take your jobs? What do you think?
I think it will change
You're a
jobs.
programmer, you are a networking guys, you are data analytics. Is AI is going to take your jobs?
It's not going to take your job away because there's so many things you still need humans for, but it's going to change the job.
Okay, it's going to change the job.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it positive or negative?
In many ways, it will make your job easier. So it will be like we use spell checker every day in Word, and we just take it for granted.
Okay.
You know, it's gonna do some of the hard stuff for us, but there's still going to be a lot of stuff you have to do that a computer just isn't able to do at the moment. And then there's also a physical side of our role that people don't always think about. So the upgrading of the servers, the install of hardware, software, the wiring, building the networks, or like there's a lot more stuff that AI isn't really able to do at the moment.
Okay, that's good. So any data analytics, have they tried AI for the analysis? DA? No?
Not exactly.
What do you use for DA?
I've just taken some ideas from ChatGPT.
No. Do you use any software to analyze data?
Yeah.
What do you use?
We have used UltraYX, Rapid Miner, then we use Power BI.
Ah, okay. And software guys, are you using anything in AI?
I mean, you can literally go on to ChatGPT now and go give me the code for this, and it'll give you.
That's it. And it doesn't run sometimes.
You need to proofread it. You just need to go through and just check.
It's true.
No, AI, there is a software called Denver. Denver, I think something like this. I don't remember the name. It's something Denver. It's going to take software guys' jobs away. It creates the software for you. No coding allowed, but I think so. But software is one of the things that requires most of your time and work. So AI can help you to be more productive because when you are working in industry, there are different programming languages are available. So you can and I've seen companies using now. Um, but they are still not reluctant in New Zealand, but in USA they are doing it. Microsoft have recently come up with Copilot. Have you tried that? It's so good. So what I did with Copilot, I tested that and I gave a whole Word document of 40 pages. How many? 40 pages. And I told the Copilot to create a presentation. And that was so good. In 5 minutes. I was really impressed with the work of Copilot. It is really, and it was very professional, very less text on the slides, having bullet points, pictures, diagrams. That document has everything. It was a design document. And it created wonderfully. I've never seen anyone, but with Word, it's really bad. But you can ask Copilot to create policies for you. And it does very well. ChatGPT does the same thing. I asked risk assessment, and it did. AI does work. If you want to have a risk assessment based on tabular format, you ask the AI to create a tabular format of risk assessment, and it will do it. And if you need a mitigation, it will create a mitigation for you too. So it's there, but the only problem is human versus the AI. So we are not reluctant to accept that. So we start accepting that, we will be much better. And your coding will be excellent. You are already becoming coders. You're already becoming networking guy. And data analytics, Excel helps you. It has Copilot. You don't need to work much. A normal Excel has an analysis tool in it. Have you seen that? It's AI based. If you have a data in Excel, you press that and it will give you analysis of that data. So ICT is really getting rough with the management of AI. Okay. So I've asked the library to buy that AI standard. And yeah, and we'll go from there. If we are able to buy the standard, then it will be great. And then I can give you an overview how you can control AI. Okay. But it will be good for you guys because it's going to, industry cannot say no to it. It's going everywhere. But there is negative aspects of AI, which is misinformation. You can create any misinformation through a script, through a real person who looks like a real person, but he's AI. Avatars, I told you what this script, it's really good. It creates your avatar, your voice, and you can do the presentation, whatever you want, podcast and everything. But it's been there, okay? So what's your plans for the Easter? No plans? Sham, you were in Toyota? You were in Toyota showroom in Watney?
Yeah.
Yeah. You went to CHR? You didn't see me there?
Oh, mostly I had to pay attention to my daddy buying the car.
Oh my God.
Yeah, make sure.
What did you buy then?
Oh, he didn't. He just tested a lot of cars.
Okay.
He ended up getting a Kia.
Yeah, which one?
Oh no, it's on Spectrum. I have no idea what model.
It's okay. So I saw you there. I thought that I should tell you buy a RAV4. It's good. The new RAV4 is good. Toyota does not have cars there. So you need to order. But Kia has some cars. Kia is good.
Yeah.
You're not Korean, right?
No.
Okay. Korean likes Kia. Okay. Okay, let's have some fun with you guys today. I'm trying to find something for, what do you call where are the files? Okay, here. What the? Files just went away. ICT management. If you know the processes in ICT, then your interviews will be much easier. Okay. Let's do something. Today, my plan is on AI. Small lecture, okay? I don't give long lectures. Now you can record if you want to. I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, thank you. Can you see my screen? Okay. Today I'm a little bit on ethical artificial intelligence. Why this ethical word with artificial intelligence? Anyone who wants to voice his thought?
Well, it's just ensuring that you're not using the AI unethically, like to do things you shouldn't be doing.
Okay. Now, you know, there's one guy called Elon Musk. He's against AI very much, but he's creating something. Google is creating AI. Microsoft has already bought OpenAI. OpenAI guys are there. There seems to be a movement in the negative side where they are using AI to fulfill the requirements. For example, I'm sitting here. I have my students here. We are all on the same level. If one person is using AI and he gets promoted because the boss thinks that he has done a good job, but he used AI. So it provides a discrimination within the environment. And that is why they call it ethical AI. Whatever you use with ethical AI means AI, you use it for your ethical purposes. Interesting thing is that what is ethical? Can anybody can define what ethical is? Plagiarism is ethical.
No, it's not.
When
So
plagiarism becomes
ethical is generally knowing right from wrong, isn't it? It's doing the right thing. So it's a
Yeah.
moral compass.
Okay. Now, in some countries, plagiarism is ethical, like Nigeria. It's okay. There are some other countries where they cut, copy, paste. What will say about that?
You may
So it
find,
is,
I'm going to say, you
yeah.
may find in countries where it's more competitive, the ethics are lower because
Okay.
it's a way of them surviving. So
Okay.
and then there's different cultures and different values, different backgrounds. So your ethics might not be the same as my ethics, but the
So,
overall writing principle is that it's knowing the difference between what's right and what's wrong for the society you live in on a whole.
good. So you are able to understand what is difference between right and wrong. So there are two kinds of AI. One is narrow AI, one is generalized AI. So open AI, which is ChatGPT, is it general AI or it's narrow AI? General means it
General.
can solve different work. Narrow is specified AIs, which is for a specific problem. Okay. So ChatGPT is generalized AI, but it does the narrow thing also. If you want to give a specific problem to that OpenAI, it solves that problem for you. Okay. Then these things in AI that people are using like chatbot, which is AI based, and it makes a decision on your behalf based on a textual response coming from the customer. I've seen these kind of chatbots all across different websites, and generally, in the end, that chatbot say, "Do you want to talk to a human guy?" And then it goes to the human sales guy. In the end, it happens. But generally, by the time it wastes your time for almost 30 minutes, it goes to the human. So AI needs to be more intelligent, that it should be able to answer the queries of the persons, and it uses the best way to make sure that it's more productive for the human. The ethical AI means any AI which is used by the humans for ethical purposes. Means it is a buddy for you. It works right with you. So it doesn't takes over you. Like, have you seen the Terminator movie? It's an old movie. It's a concept of AI where the machines are trying to take over the world. They make their own decisions. So most probably, there's another movie, Stealth Fighter. Have you seen that? Where the fighter has an AI and it makes its own decision. This is a 2005 movie. So now this is 2024, right? So this has been ongoing. So this ethics is very important for good governance. Now, there is no legal sense in AI. We don't have legislative or legal framework. Do we have any? No legislation. We can't do it. We cannot stop AI coming from there. If the student is programming, we cannot stop a student doing programming for AI, right? So there are some things that we, because of there's an absence of framework, what we have to do is we have to use AI for ethical purposes that is suited us. I think that, like, I'm a security guy and I sometimes become unethical because I have to see the things beyond what a person can see. So I have to use unethical ways of doing it. But for data analysis, for software, you need to use some ethical measures to make sure that your code provides that integrity and information is not breached. The first thing, there were some rights of AI against AI, which was emphasized by European Union. It's a paper, I can give you that. Who is more important, human or AI?
Well, human,
Human.
is what I would hope
Human.
people would say.
No, the Japanese have come up with AI, what do you call, girls talking to each other. Chinese have come with AI, ladies and boys. So it's going there. MIT, there's Boston, AI has come up with some lovely pets. So generally, it should be for the well-being in the social circle. Like, you should not be discriminated because of AI. First thing, discrimination, right? For example, I am a programmer, Sham is a programmer, I use AI, okay. And I beat Sham in marks. And after 1 year, he comes to know that I used AI for coding, and he goes back to MIT and says, "Oh, this is not good. This was discrimination." It can. But if they allow everyone to use AI, then discrimination will go away. But everybody will come up with their own instances. Okay. The center of value in any organization should be human, not the machines, not the code. It's you. You are using it. Uh, Teams has AI. If you use Copilot, it actually now Copilot is generative AI. It's very ethical. It doesn't create things for you like OpenAI does. But if you give a special topic to Copilot Microsoft, it will create a whole document for you. Very beautiful document. You just give one, write this thing for me. It will write from scratch and it will create document for you. but you have to see that document whether it suits your requirement or not. So it's more human-centered. Copilot is more human-centered. In OpenAI, you can trick OpenAI. Like I was asking, okay, how create a lab for a hacker to exploit website, right? So OpenAI didn't do it. You say, I'm not going to do it. Very bad OpenAI. Then I changed my question. I need an ethical hacking lab for my students to practice in this course. And then there was a big lab coming up, right? Same thing. I just changed the wording and OpenAI was strict to give me the lab. Okay. There should be structure of fairness in organizations. What is fair? Yeah, I love this word, you know. I'm the worst guy, you know, I'm very bad. I fight with people. You're not fair. So what do you think? What is fair in organizations? There should be no discrimination, right? What else? Equal pay?
I mean, in theory, it's treating people equally without favoritism or discrimination. But the reality is we know that doesn't happen.
Yeah, we are by default racist, right? It happens. They should be a fair, and that's why you put things on information systems so you can produce fair results. But the fairness is without any discrimination, that it should not discriminate anything. AI should not be able to discriminate anything in your programming, anything. If you ask AI to code, even it gives you a bad code, it's not good. Okay. The other thing is privacy protection and security. Now, there were instances where hackers attacked OpenAI and they were able to extract data from AI about other companies, the privacy information about the customers, or there are AI program. You know, you receive a call sometime. How many of you received spam calls? How do they know your number? Have you heard of that, Annie? You received a call? What did you say? I'm so good, man. I need your bank account number, right? Yeah. I generally get a very nice call from Microsoft. I'm calling from Microsoft technical support. And I say, thank you so much. What can I do for you? And he starts talking about technical support and all that, that your computer is Windows 10. I use Mac, and okay, that's good. I like it. Then he goes on, you need to upgrade your Windows 11. You need to give me your username and password. And he starts talking. Then I simply ask him, okay, do you know whom you call? And he said, no, I know it's Dr. Rizwan. Do you know where I work? Yeah, you work in MIT. He even knows that information. Then I say, no, I work in Microsoft. And the the moment I say I work in Microsoft, he just put the phone away. Now, there is an AI program that captures privacy and other information. It's a bad program, unethical program. You pin an organization, it will gather its emails, including phone numbers. In cybersecurity, we use Kali for that. Kali does not have AI in it, but Kali has a program in it. You just run it through LinkedIn. It will give you the username, their email, and phone numbers also. So whatever you're feeding in OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, it's learning, right? It's a kid for you. You teaching. So the father is a father. So he wants to extract information from the son, which is AI. He can do that. And that's what hackers do. They get that information from AI. So that's why there's a generative AI concept to make sure that your privacy and your security is protected. Okay. And then we have reliability and safety. Throughout, it should be reliable. If you use ChatGPT, it will give you wrong answers sometimes. It is not reliable. So you want to make sure that your generative AI is reliable. It should be transparency and explainability. One thing is to be very sure when you are putting any tool in front of anyone or anything, you should be transparent. There should be not a single hidden measure. So if you create a AI solution, how can I say, AI solution, and you're inputting information, and if it is recording your information, then it is going beyond its transparency. Okay. I have one of my friend, he is Hong Yong here, my student, he has Tesla. Tesla are the bad guys. They have a camera inside, they record you. They record your facial expressions, and they're not that transparent with it. And they analyze using AI. Okay. Contestability, when an AI significantly impacts a person, community should be timely processed to allow people to challenge. So if you are affected by AI, to challenge, okay, make sure you challenge. And systems should be accountable. AI has some learning options, and the companies who are actually promoting AI, they should be accountable. It's a learning system. I remember that there was one of my colleagues, his name is Dr. Raza Shemari, he's in University of Auckland. I was working with him, and I asked him that if we want to assess, because banks came to me, they want a system where they can scan their network and get the credit card numbers. So there was a lot of false positive in credit card numbers. So he said, yes, I can train the AI engine, and then AI engine can exactly tell you which credit card is correct, which is not correct. So he was able to create that algorithm. This was around 6 years ago. And that is where the banks were able to implement that to make sure that any person who is looking into the credit card number, he should not be able to see that because it's a customer data and they should be held accountable for that. That algorithm worked. Okay. There's always a risk, and as all the world standards that relates to management of ICT, management of security, management of anything, there's always has a risk assessment, and you should consider the risk assessment. I would suggest you, when you're doing this portfolio A or B, when you're creating the policy, create an AI policy for your organization. That's a must now. Okay. There are AI policy is must, privacy policy is must, which is generally used by at a high level. Then you have discrimination, harassment policy. These are some policies that are away from ICT, but they make sure that you put in there. There is potential for bias. It does work because in development environment, you make things. And when you create software, it could be biased. You have to, and then your role comes. Okay. When you create the software, I'm giving example of software, not a network guys, okay? Not the data guys, but it is applicable to everyone. Suppose IOCO creates a software, who is going to review that software? Anybody reviews that software? What you create?
Yes.
Peer review, that's theory. You learned it or somebody peer reviewed it in this
Yes.
class? Anybody peer reviewed?
I think testers will do testing after making a software.
Testing is different. No,
Oh.
testing is different. You keep testing out right now. It'll come back. Don't worry about that. It's going to come back. Now, when you create a code in a company, Ayako created a code and she has a senior fellow sitting next to her. She is going to send that with a change management ticket to her to review it. She will review the whole code. And that review will also, she will assess the risk of that code. See whether it's risky, whether it's good, whether it's coding is right, everything is fine. Once you approve it, then she's going to send it to the testers. It will not go to the testers before it is peer reviewed. This is the company's process. Okay. And the review is always by the higher professional, not a lower professional, by the higher senior developer. Similarly, if you're creating a network, you create a network. Before testing the network, you design the network, you test the network, then you send it for the reviewer, for your senior tester. Similarly with data analysis, when you analyze the data, or you want to remove the noise from the data, once you remove it, you send it to your senior to see whether it's removed the noise or not. So peer review is an exercise that will reduce the bias which could exist in the coding or networking or data analytics. Okay. After peer review, then comes the second stage, which is called testing. Testing will further remove the bias from the code. Okay. You come from the practical, right? Have you done testing? Have you, any one of your companies did the testing for you or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is to the customers.
Okay. Now there is a third test then. So once test is done by testers, you send it to, you release it, it goes to the production environment, and then your customer is going to bully you. Then the customer, if it is, you are making the software for the customers, then the customer is going to do some testing for you. But if you're putting it generalized, and then customer is going to tell you, okay, this is the problem with your software. Okay. Now, the role of directors is the most important. This is finished. Directors are ultimately responsible for all the things that could happen in a company. Directors under company law are responsible. Okay. If you do anything bad, directors are responsible. But director can fire you. Okay. So they are ultimately responsible for everything that happens in the company. So make sure you know the directors of the company. They are the people who create the company. They are not CEOs sometimes. They are not CTOs. They are the directors of the company. They hold the shares. So there are two kinds of companies. One is private and one is public listed. Public listed is listed on NZX. Private is normal company, okay? Where you have directors who have shares. Okay, guys. So today I talked a little bit about good governance. Make sure that you create the policy for AI for your company. Now, when you create the policy in a portfolio B, you must be convinced in your mind that AI is really good for you. Okay. In what ways you can use AI? In what ways you cannot use AI? This should be in your policy. Simple. Is it any questions now? Any questions? Happy to answer. Okay. When my students don't ask me question, I get demotivated. Oh, Nikesh. Yes, Nikesh, you raise your hand. Question? Oh, there are 20 students online. Nobody wants to come today. It's, what do you call, Easter. People go on Easter break earlier. No questions. Oh, Celine, where's Celine? Yes, Celine.
How are you, Mr. Rizwan? Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Mr. Rizwan, the other day we talked about the governance of ICT, but now the AI is emerging as a major one. So AI would be also be under the governance of all the countries or under one law, or is being created?
It comes under the governance of ICT.
Okay.
Okay.
All good, yes.
Anything that relates to ICT. AI is ICT, right? It runs on technology. And because of that technology, it comes under that governance. When you talk about management of ICT is how I explained it simple. How you control ones and zeros in your systems. Ones and zeros are binary numbers. That's what your management of ICT is. That's one technology part. So there are three parts: people, process, and technology. So technology is ICT, people is who works on the ICT, and processes. You control those people and ICT through your processes, which is written processes. Okay. Yeah, EU came up with a regulation on AI. Okay, any other question? Yeah.
Is it people and technology? The process means policy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I'll explain you what process is.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Good question. Anyone who knows about process, people, process, and technology? What is process? Very good question. I like it. I'm getting my hairs fall rapidly. People don't ask me questions. Nice work. You are born CEO. You just promoted to be a CEO. Now, this is a very good answer, but process is something. Let's see. You are running a company and it's an IT company. With IT company, you are creating some softwares, you have some intellectual property in your systems. Okay. Now the boss, the CEO, or the directors want you that the people should not use USB to capture the data. Okay. You can't plug in USB and take the data of the company and go somewhere else. So he tells them, I need this process. Okay. So what company is going to do? They are going to create the access policy. Based on that, usable access, usable acceptable policy for the computers. And they are going to implement that nobody uses USB on this system. They're going to disable the USB on the system. So there's a policy and there's a implementation. So this is called the whole process. If the process is the verb, right? If it is not implemented, it is not a process. Companies have beautiful processes. Oh man, we have beautiful process. They don't implement, they show it to the auditors. Oh, this is a process. When we start checking that, and if that process does not exist in that company, that is not compliant to that standard of their own policy. This is the process. And she's right. I promoted her to CEO. This is what process is. Process controls both people and technology, right? People, when you go, how many of you work in a company? Can you raise your hand? No, not the virtual guys. Anyone here? Nobody works? You work? What do you do?
I used to be a guy.
You just do some work, right?
Yeah.
When you work in a company, they give you employment agreement. In your employment agreement, they will write that if you do not follow the policy of the institute or the company, there will be an action against you, disciplinary action against you. That is where they put the process to make sure that you all follow. This is what process is, right? In software, for example, I relate to your work. You're creating a chatbot. So you will create a process for peer review, how you're going to review it, how you have to make sure that it's really good quality, process of quality. Then you will create process for your company, how you have to make sure that your software is secure, right? These are all processes. And if somebody does not follow that process, he's liable for disciplinary action. So what directors do, they make sure that that process is within the company and they measure that through the objectives. Through the objectives, you remember the objective. They put objectives categorically in their documents to make sure that they measure that process. Okay? Is it clear? Good. Any other question? Any questions from the virtual team? No?
No, all good here. Thanks.
Very genuine, very, I like this team. Okay. So I'll see you after Easter break then.
Cheers, Rizwan.
And send me questions via Teams. I'm happy to answer. I'm working 24 hours 7. I'm not paid for 24 hours, but I work for my students. Okay. You need any help, just let me know. Okay. See you after Easter. Yeah.
Mr. Rizwan, could I please call you after the meeting on Teams?
Really? What happened?
I just need to ask
Okay.
you.
You need one-to-one, me and you only?
Yes, please.
Okay, I need to go into a room. Okay. I'll do that. You can call me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.